Bad News Brown. Today I'm gonna hit y'all up with a little prison story, jail story. And this story takes place in Santa Rita. Now for those who don't know, Santa Rita is the county jail for Oakland, California, Alameda County. And if you're new to my channel, I did previous videos regarding Santa Rita. I suggest you check that out. And as you'll learn, Santa Rita is unlike any county jail. It ain't your average county jail. So with that being said, this story actually ran into one of my old school partners, how we'll put it. And this is somebody that I never really see on the street. We would always run into each other in jail or prison. And this is for a long time. We actually used to joke that we must be on the same prison cycle or something. But I finally ran into this cat on the street. So now anyway, this story takes place in Santa Rita. Now, as with any county jail or place, they have changes, whether administrative or from the inmates. A good example is in Santa Rita, once upon a time, when you get breakfast, they give you your lunch. So if you didn't have commissary, you would actually have to save your lunch and ration your food, or you will starve in there. And at one point they changed it to where you get 3 hots. Then they changed it back and changed it, and I don't know where they at now. Y'all let us know in the comments. So keep that in mind. Now, at this time in Santa Rita, as a matter of fact, this is one of the more, let's say, interesting times I did time in Rita. Again, this county jail was ran like a prison. But during this tenure, I actually had access to things I never thought I had access to. I just put it like that. There was a lot going on during that time. The rapper Drew Down was even in that unit, and they had just recently did an interview or something with him. It was a lot going on in that unit at that time. Now, the unit it wasn't 32, it wasn't 34, and it wasn't 25. The program dorm. It was a program dorm at that time, 25. So y'all let me know. I forget what unit was that right before 25. Like right when you got to turn that corner right after 34. Y'all let me know. But this takes place in that unit. So now as I mentioned, changes take place. So one of the changes that had taken place that even I was unaware of at that time was regarding the politics regarding the bunk placement. I'll put it like that. Now, for those who don't know, Santa Rita, you got units. Now, in these units, you got pods. So it'll be upper and lower. And in each pod, you may got 32 bunks or whatever. So now, the change that happened was now, you always had within a pod, you got the black hole. Now, the black hole will pretty much be on the end of the pod where there's no exit. There's only one way in, one way out to the wall. We would call that the black hole. And it'll be blacks anywhere, but that would be the black hole. So I guess one of the changes that had taken place was as far as the North Daniels bunking or placement. So we had the black hole, so I guess the North Daniels, I guess it was an agreement or whatever, that the North Daniels would sleep on the other end where the bunks by the bathrooms. So I guess that was agreed upon. Now again, I wasn't aware of this either. So, and one of the things about county jail, well, before I continue, because in Santa Rita, of course, again, this is Oakland, Northern California, you got the blacks, the whites, the others, North Daniels and Paisas. The Serranos is not on the main line, of course, for obvious reasons. So now one of the things about county jail that differ from prison is that what we call far as movement. You can be in county jail, sleep in your pod or your cell, whatever, and the door will unlock and somebody will come in there all times of the day or the night. People off the street, people just getting booked or whatever. That don't happen in prison. If it's a bed movement or something during the odd hours of the day in prison, something happened. If you just happen to come into a unit in prison at a weird time, you're going to have some explaining to do. Something obviously happened. You just ain't going to get moved. So that's the difference between county jail and prison. So a lot of times in county jail, you tend to sleep, well, I would, sleep with your covers over your head. Just because you don't want to be sleeping, somebody come in and see you sleep, you slipping. And that's another story. A lot of tricks we used to play on people. Not even tricks, but I've seen a lot of stuff happen like that. Because we'll see sometimes somebody coming in and everybody just throw their thing and just lay down like they sleep. And then pop up, all kind of little stuff. So now, this was nighttime, whatever. Everybody sleep pretty much. So I guess a young Norte come in. And by him already knowing the rules, I guess he come in. And people, they get up, they see come in, look, see nobody, they might, roll back down or whatever. So as the Norte comes in, he proceeds to go to where the bed space that's reserved for Norteños. So at this point, it was some Paisas over there. So it was a Paisa in a Norteño bunk. So the youngster, I guess he tapped the bunk. Now, peep, this was what's going on. I'm asleep. So what turns out, the Norteño, gets hit the bunk, wake the Paisa up, tell the Paisa he got to get up. This is his bunk. So the Paisa get up. Apparently, they go in a little bathroom, which is right there, and they fighting. So turns out now we get to hear it a little bit, and then we hear another boy of mine, my partner, and he like, well, what the fuck going on? So we see the Paisa come out first. Paisa like, I don't know. He said just like that. So now we all laughing and shit now, like, like, what the fuck? He just keeps like, I don't know. So we just kind of like, man, y'all, y'all break this shit up, man, won't. And the Norte, he get his bunk, and the Paisa get the bunk. I guess he get it broke down to him that, hey, this is their little thing. But that shit was funny as hell, because turns out, I guess the Paisa got the upper hand of the fight, because our boy, he like, man, when he going to, to take a piss, he say he hit the corner, he just see the Paisa, they on the ground, Paisa got him in the headlock, punching on him, so he break it up and shit. So everybody laughing or whatever, it didn't even come of it. And at that point in that time, it was Norteños there, it wasn't even a hell of them. But even if it was, didn't nothing come about it, pretty much, point blank. As far as the politics and them making the move on the Paisa, it was broke up, and that was the end of it, But we joked about that fight for a long time, because that was and that again, like I said, that time of Rita, it was a lot going on over there in our unit. And I'll put it like this, we was getting shook down 3 times a week. And that's I'm talking about the real shakedown, where they take everybody out, strip everybody, hit everybody little bunk, throw all your stuff in them, mix it up. You already know what they do. Tear all your stuff up, take any extra clothing, all your Cadillacs. You already know that. Then you sitting out there for hell hours. Then there be times they'll put us out in the small yard out there, and we all out there, and they're hella deep. Then you go to heifers in a multi. Then, ISO cell ain't cold enough. But anyway, man, that's that Santa Rita living. And this is definitely not nothing to glorify or whatnot, but I just thought that was a funny story where the Paisa and the young Norteño get over that bunk. And that's just an example of the type of politics and the stuff you be subjected to in jail. Yeah, I'm saying to keep it 100, but it is what it is.